we have a nice turnout here for our conference call. We are in preparation of the fight between Tsar Glasgow and Steve Cunningham. We have them on the phone, as well as Agus Klimas. We have Brother Nazim Richardson, and we have Kathy Duva from Main Event. This fight is a 12-round fight on the undercard of the Kovalev and Pascal fight on March 14th on HBO Championship Boxing. And this fight will be for the mandatory heavyweight position in the IBF. Glaskov has a fighting record of 19-1 with 12 KOs, and Steve has a record of 28-6 with 13 KOs. So at this point, I'm just going to simply turn the conversation over to Kathy Duva. She can say hello and give us some background, and then we'll open up Q&A right away, because I know you've been waiting patiently.
Hi, everybody. Again, so sorry about the delay. Lost track of the time. But anyway, there's not a whole lot to say about this that you don't already know. This fight it could stand on its own, in my view, as a main event, and on any card. And here it is being offered here as our second fight on a 3-bout card. One note, BoxRec, which lists the fights, has given all 3 of the televised fights that are to be on the show 5 stars, which gives you an idea, I think, of the quality of the card we have. Everyone knows that we have Main Event has worked for years on another network where we developed a lot of fighters. 5 of those fighters are actually on the card, so I'm very proud of that. And those who we're here to talk about today are both extraordinary young men in their own right, and both extraordinary fighters in their own right. And we have a fight here that is a pick'em fight. And we can talk all day about why one might win or the other, but we'll let them tell you themselves about that. But all I can say is that we are so pleased and proud to be working with fighters who are willing to get in the ring and fight. These are exciting times for the heavyweight division, and I believe that these gentlemen, both of them, no matter what the outcome of this fight, are going to play a role in that. And we're really happy to be able to present this for you.
Awesome. Agus, would you like to say anything?
No, there is not much to say. No, we're just one of the second. Steve Cunningham taking that fight. Nazim Richardson approving this fight, and looking forward, to see you guys. As always, it's a man's sport. It's always, always the best guy wins. So we'll see you guys, everybody, on March 14th. Looking forward.
Okay, great. How about Brother Naz? Do you have anything you want to say to us?
I want to thank everybody involved. Again, it's an opportunity and also a test. Steve is moving into the heavyweight division. He's facing his 4th undefeated heavyweight and his 3rd undefeated heavyweight in a row. And I think that speaks for itself. I hope we can find another heavyweight out there. He's taking on those challenges in that order. And like I said, has responded well in all of them. So we look forward to this test also, and I think he'll pass with flying colors. And I'm impressed with the young man Glaskov. I watched him for a while. I think he's done a great job with him. I think he's an impressive young heavyweight. So I look forward to the contest.
Okay, great. We're going to make the Q&A live now, and we're going to...
This conference is being recorded.
And we will record, so to
Q&A session started.
press star 6. We will get in the queue, so you can start doing that now. And the module is doing it. Okay, so I will do... Please introduce yourself and ask your question.
This is Gabriel Montoya with socialunderground.com. Good morning, everybody. I joined the call a little late. So if somebody's not on the call, forgive me for asking for them. But this is for Mr. Glaskov. I'd like him to talk about his last year, 2014. He had 3 fights and 3 wins. One of them was rather close. Can you talk about the experiences he had? What did he learn, particularly in the Adamic fight and the Rossi fight?
Славик, тебе вопрос. Можешь чуть-чуть как бы рассказать за прошлый год? У тебя были 3 боя, 3 выигрыша, 1 бой был очень близок. Можешь рассказать как бы за последний год? За прошедший год как бы. Только, Славик, давай причем фразами, не говори все, знаешь, чтобы я потом не запутался, переводиться. Когда становишься, мысль сказал, остановился, я перевел. Всем привет. Hi, everybody.
Да, прошлый год был очень насыщенный.
Yes, it was a very busy year for me last year.
Как и в боксерском плане, так и в жизненных каких-то ситуациях.
As a fighter, same as in a personal life.
Да, провел я 3 поединка.
Yes, I had 3 bouts.
Да, все поединки были важны, но, конечно, самый значимый был для меня этот поединок с Адамыком.
All the fight was very important to me, but of course the most important and recognized fight it was with Tomasz Adamek.
Я получил огромный опыт боксируя с таким боксером. Впервые в моей карьере был столь титулованный боец.
I got the first time to face a guy like Adamek in my career. He had so many titles, and he was a good fighter. So for me, it was a very big experience to learn something in that bout.
Да, ну, потом были следующие поединки, там переплетались мой тренировочный процесс с жизненными перипетиями, там ситуация в Украине, если вы это знали. Не хочу об этом углубляться, но это уже прошлое дело.
And then after that, I went in the training process, which was descriptive of my personal life, and I didn't know you guys know or should know. I don't want to go deeper in that. It's a war in Ukraine.
Ну, в принципе, могу сказать, что прошедший год был плодотворным. У меня не было больших простоев между поединками. И я все время был занят, тренировался и был в тренировочном процессе.
I would say it was a very good year for me. It wasn't a big gap between my bouts. I always was busy. I always was training. I knew what I'm doing. I knew when my fight was scheduled. So basically, it was a good year for me.
Все, я настроен на новым достижениям, к новым победам, с новыми силами. Я сейчас тренируюсь и готовлюсь к следующему бою.
Yeah, and right now, I'm ready to go for the new victories, new happening, training, and I'm ready.
Все.
Yeah, that's it.
How hard is it, with the unrest that is ongoing in Ukraine, how hard is it to focus on the present, working, as a boxer, training constantly? Do you still have a lot of family over there? Is it something that's always on your mind?
Как мешает тебе вот ситуация на Украине? У тебя много там осталось родных, и вообще, то есть, мешает ли тебе вот это все, что происходит на Украине, подготовкам к бою?
Безусловно, мешало, вот, когда начались эти все события, но бабушку я потерял, но это, я говорю, это все прошлые дела. Сейчас я полностью сконцентрирован на подготовке, уже как-то вся ситуация сгладилась, поэтому отдаюсь полностью тренировкам и настроен на поединок.
It was, of course, it was pretty hard in the beginning. It was interrupting my training, my concentration. I don't want to go deep in this, but I lost my grandma. She was killed in the street, one of the bombings, and of course, it was always something distracting where I had, to talk with my family, But right now, I am concentrating 100% because it's been already so long time, and kind of like not paying much attention to what's going on. So I am here, I'm training, I'm ready.
Thank you. I'm sorry for your loss. Good luck in the fight. If I could ask one more question just to Steve. Looking at those fights that Mr. Glasscock had, Derek Rossi, Adamic in particular, can you take anything from those fights and bring them into this fight? You have tremendous experience, but is there anything that you see in particular that you can exploit?
I mean, there's always going to be something that you can see and you can say, oh, if he does that to me, I'm going to do this, or if he does that, I'm going to do this. Me personally, now that, I've been with Nazim for some years now, and him being such a mad scientist when it comes to figuring guys out, I let him do his job. He's one of the best trainers in the world in history for a reason. So he looks at the guy, he looks at the fighter, and he tells me, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to work on. This is what he does. This is what you do. Boom. So I'm still like I'm in the military, taking orders, whatever Commander Nazim tells me to do, he tells me to go take that hill, I'm going to go take that hill the way he tells me to do it. So that's the faith and that's the trust I have in my team right there.
That sounds like an experienced fighter to me. Well, good luck to you, Steve. I appreciate your time. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Gabe. Remember, *6 gets you in the Q&A queue.
Yes, this is.
Go ahead, sorry.
Record, how you doing? This question is for Agus and also for Czar. How do you think what do you think stopped him in his performances against Derek Rossi and Malik Scott from kind of fighting the way that he's capable of fighting, and how would you assess his performances in those two fights?
Well, first of all, what we're working right now, and we try to work, and especially I was boxing with him, being he's too nice guy in the ring. He's a very nice guy outside, but when he comes in the ring, he keeps us nicely. And what we're trying to do, trying to put him where he has to be mean in the ring. No matter how good you are, but when you go in the ring, you got to be mean. You have to be aggressive. And you have to have that, not anger, like this is not a war, this is a sport, but you have to have a sportsman anger. That's what we're working with him in the last probably few months, and we're trying to work on his strategy. It was, he never had a good, not trainer, but a good teacher. He got always, he had always trainer. He was one time with Don Turner, which is I think that one of the best trainers. But it was like, he's always in Ukraine. He comes here. Don can't change him in 2 weeks before the fight. It's impossible. So then we went to John David Jackson. John David Jackson away with Sergey preparing for Pascal. So John David Jackson cannot pay attention. So we brought his old trainer with this. They know each other from Russia. So his trainer now working, and we're working together in Oxford, getting a good scoring. This time we got involved in a much longer preparation time. And we know, probably I don't know who knows, who doesn't know, but Glasscock moved to the United States with his family, with his wife. Already lived here for more than 6 months. So he's not coming back and forth. So right now his preparation is 100%. He wasn't ready mentally for Rossi. He wasn't really ready mentally for Malik Scott. And now he understands what it's all about. So that's that would be my note.
Agus, how have you gone about making him meaner in the ring? What have you guys emphasized with him? How do you do that?
I feed him with raw meat.
Besides like that, maybe.
Probably just talking a lot, and like that's what the psychologists, doctors are about it, right? Maybe, I don't know. We're trying everything we can, we're trying everything we can. But what I see the problem, which is I see a problem. He's not mean enough. He has a fast hand. He can hit, but he's not mean enough. So that's what that's what the people around say. That's what people see. That's what we're working on. Other than that,
Thank you, Agus. I just have a question also for Steve. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Good. I was just wondering how you would assess Glasgow's performance against Adamek. I guess it was probably about 15 months after you fought him the last time. What are your thoughts on how he fought in that fight?
I thought he did a darn good job. I thought he did very well. I was the color commentator on that fight, so Glasgow showed a lot. I stated on the commentary that it was like the old lion getting beat by the young lion. It was a very entertaining fight. It showed heart. He even dug deep. But Adamek did come on heavy those last 2 rounds to show he was the champion. But before that, Glasgow stacked so many rounds, it was inevitable that he's going to get to 9. So I thought he did a great job.
Did you think any of that was a reflection of Adamek, just being older or not?
I mean, yeah, you have to factor that in also. Adamek's been in war after war after war. His defense is getting punched, or it was getting punched. He did never really block punches or split punches. The thing about Adamek was he ate punches, but he took it and he gave back just as much as what he received. So, by the time after he fought, I guess, Vitali, people would say he was basically beat up to the point of it was only a matter of time. So when Glasgow got to him, he was already damaged goods. But I don't want to diminish the victory that Glasgow had against him. Adamek's still a formidable heavyweight. He could beat most of those heavyweights out there. So Glasgow beat a top 10 heavyweight. In that.
Great. Thanks for your time, guys.
Okay, it seems I have a lot of shy media on the phone with us today. There are over 40 of you on the call, and not many of you in the Q&A queue. So please press *6 to ask a question, and when it's your turn, announce yourself and ask your question.
If you'd like to ask a question, please press 1 to add yourself to the queue. Otherwise, press your request has been received.
The Glasgow fight, saw it, and I thought you won, not the Glasgow fight, the Adamek fight, the second one. Thought you won. Then I watched it again, and I reached the same conclusion. Then I had a question. You're similarly situated now and you're fighting Glasgow. How much of that Adamek fight playing in the back of your mind, and how will it impact your style and strategy? In the sense that you won a fight and you didn't get the decision, and you're fighting a similar opponent this time.
Well, let me first start off and say I believe I won that fight myself. Every time I look at that fight. We know there's politics in this business, and Adamek had a huge fan base. Steve Cunningham really didn't. That plays an effect. There's just a lot of other aspects, but at the end of the day, I walked away from that fight very comfortable, and it seemed like a victory to me. So what I take from that fight with Adamek to this fight is, it's the same thing I take from every fight to the next fight. We got past that fight. There's things I did to Adamek, and I believe I'll be able to do to Glasgow. There's things I did to Adamek that I don't think I will. Like I said before, Nazim comes up with the game plan, and if Nazim says, flip backwards, spin 6 times, that's going to knock Glasgow out. That's what Steve Cunningham going to do. So I let Nazim look at the guy and analyze him and break him down, and he comes to the gym, this is what we need to work on. And I'm like, yes, this is the game plan. Every fighter needs a game plan. They want a game plan, and they should have a game plan. And I believe I have a game plan mastermind.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Hi, yeah, I'd just like to say congratulations to both fighters. Great that you're going on HBO. I know you've both been through some difficult times lately, and your perseverance is well admired. I just have a simple question for both of you guys, and it is kind of a tough question to ask. I'll ask Steve first, and then I'll ask Mr. Glasscock after, but it is the same question. Do you feel that your size is detrimental in today's super heavyweight world to get a world title?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think my size is what's going to help me get a world title. You know, to be truthful. I don't consider myself a heavyweight at all. Period. You know, I'm just a fighter. You know, as you've seen, I've gotten in there with guys, you know, huge monsters. You know, but performed greatly. And even in the loss with Fury, I've done things people didn't even dream that I do. So I'm just a fighter. You put a guy in front of me or a challenge in front of me, and I'm gonna do what a fighter does, and that's try my best to kick that guy's butt. You know, and that's basically what I am. But to add to that, a smart fighter. So I think my size is what's gonna help me get a world title.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, I'm sorry, Mr. Glasscock, same question to you, sir.
I'm going to translate to him. Славик, вопрос для вас обоих был одинаковый. Как ты думаешь, вот это сложение, телосложение твое, размер твоего тела, ты думаешь, что это как бы в супер тяжелом весе то, что можно выиграть титулы, то, что можно завоевать, потому что вы как бы оба считаете маленькими тяжеловесами. Что ты, как ты думаешь по поводу телосложения?
Да, все можно, а почему нет? Особо на этом не зацикливаюсь. Да, сейчас эпоха пошла больших супертяжеловесов, но у них много недостатков.
I think everything is possible. Right now at this moment, of course, it start coming the huge guys in the light heavyweight division, but I think they have a lot of minuses.
Okay.
И если грамотно использовать эти недостатки, то проблем не должно возникнуть в поединке с большими боксерами.
And if you smartly go in the ring and you take all of their minuses, what they have, I think the possibilities to win the fight is not in the sight.
Okay, thank you very much, both of you. All the best. And I never stayed in my publication. I'm Sean Croce out of Boxing Insider. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you? This is Dax Khan talking Boxing Ability TV and radio. My first question is for Steve. You were speaking before. You mentioned how your size is one of the things that you believe is going to help you get a heavyweight title shot. Now, when I look at this matchup, it kind of reminds me of, you know, how the heavyweights were before, you know, the era of the really big men came in. Now, is this something, you know, with your mobility, especially as of late in your last couple of fights, you look probably the best you have in years. Now, is this something that you really think, you know, with that mobility that is going to give all these guys so much trouble that have become so used to, you know, fighting, you know, smaller guys, but, you know, guys that are actually bigger than you, you know, in terms of mass?
I mean, yeah, that works in a sense of the intelligence behind the guy, you know, with the smaller size and utilizing the mobility. You know, there are guys who have that size and don't do it that way, you know, but I've got I keep saying I got a great team, and they emphasize certain things about me and my strengths and my weaknesses in the fight and throughout camp, strengthening those weaknesses. So, like I said, as you've seen, I've gotten better and better with each fight. So, each heavyweight fight. So, it's to me, like I said before, to me, I think my size is a plus. You know, because being big does stop you from being able to do certain things. But it does. You have that power thing. This the heavyweight division. You know, one shot can change the night. You know, period. So, or change your life. You know, good or bad. So, But even though the Glasgow is a pretty small heavyweight, you know, to an extent, about 220, 219, so this is going to be like two cruiserweights fighting.
Well, a lot of my point of that question was, you know, a lot of these bigger heavyweights, for example, your fight with Tyson Fury, or one of the biggest criticisms that people have about Vladimir Klitschko, they become proficient with, you know, hitting and holding and pushing down on guys. And, you know, with somebody like you, they really can't, you know, get you down there in one spot long enough to wear you down for them to get off those power shots.
Well, I mean, that is a noticeable thing that we've been noticing. I mean, I'm a fan of boxing myself, and I watch all the fights. You know, I watch everybody's fight. I love boxing. So, I mean, I've seen those fights where Vladimir has done that. And, I mean, we have a referee in the ring for a reason. You know, referees, the referee has to do his job. You know, there are rules in boxing, you know, and there are rules in place for a reason. So, the referees, why is he in the ring? He must enforce those rules, you know, and do his job, period. His or her job.
And my other question is for Czar. Now that you're back with your old trainer, you know, since you guys have been working together, you know, have you had to take any time, you know, to get readjusted, reacquainted, or, you know, since you've been back together, has it felt like sort of, you know, there hasn't been any sort of separation between you guys? Have you meshed well?
Hey.
Hello? Oh, sorry. Славик, тебе вопрос. Так уж ты сейчас обратно со своим тренером вернулся, я сказал, что это твой старый тренер. У тебя как бы появилась какая-то, вы вместе уже срабатываете, и что у тебя как бы появилось какое-то самопонимание?
Да, все хорошо идет, работа плодотворно идет, полное взаимопонимание и работаем над ошибками и исправляем старые ошибки.
Yeah, everything is going very well. We are kind of like start, you know, get closer together and understand each other. And he sees a lot of my mistakes, which is we're working on it. And I think everything is going very good.
All right, thank you. Best of luck to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Hi, this is David Grice from Boxing Scene. My first question is for Steve. Obviously, if you win this fight, you'd be basically the winner of the fight between Vlad Klitschko and Brian Jennings. How do you see that fight going? And is there one of those two guys that you would rather face?
I don't know. I don't think Jennings is fighting for the IBF title. So I don't think I would be facing Jennings if he wins. You know, I think the title will go vacant if he wins. I think he's fighting for the WBO, I believe. I'm not sure, but if so, yes.
Steve, this is Kathy. Actually, he is fighting for all of the titles that Vladimir holds. So that would be all WBC title.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So yeah, well, hey, if how do I see the fight going? I don't know, because you know you got Vladimir. He's a great fighter. He's a historic fighter by now. You know, he's done some things in the sport that many haven't done. You can't deny his pedigree. You can't deny what he's done. You can't deny his work ethic. I've been in camp with him twice, so I've seen how this man works. But with Jennings being young, strong, smart, still learning on the job, hungry, starving, he hasn't been to camp with Vladimir. He hasn't been on that level yet, which could be a very good plus for him. You know, get to that level, and it's, you know, things at that level can shake people. But with him not being there before, him being just oblivious, or not oblivious, but just a little bit ignorant to the scariness of it, or some things that might shake some men, he can run right through it and do a job. And he touches Vladimir. I mean, we all know Vladimir doesn't have the greatest chin. So Jennings is strong and athletic. Jennings has just as much of a chance as anybody else do. I don't really like to call fights, you know, but I look at the pluses on both sides and the negatives on both sides. I know it's going to be a good fight, period. Now, if Jennings wins, that would be an awesome fight. I mean, that would be a great fight to do in Philly. I mean, I know we've been offered to fight Jennings and, you know, vice versa, and we both turned it down. You know, just on the business note side, fight like that, if both of us aren't at the top of the division to fight in Philly or in New York, that would be mega money, you know. So let's see what happens, and, you know, and we're, you know, if we get to that point, that would be a great fight, you know. And then after the fight, we could go take each other kids out to Dorney Park or something, you know, spend that money together. But I think it would be a good fight for Philly. I think it would be a revitalization for Philly too, Philly boxing.
And so that's who you'd rather face? You'd rather face Jennings than face Vlad Klitschko?
No, I'd love to. Oh man, yeah, I didn't answer the whole question. I'd love to face Vlad. I mean, like I said before, I'm a fighter, and you put a challenge in front of me. That drives. You know, that's a force that I can't even explain. Like, wow, you know, if I get to face Vladimir, you know, the man, you know, because if you beat the man, then you're considered the man. So going up against Vladimir would be like a dream come true. You know, I'm an old school fighter. You know, I want to fight the champion. I want to fight the biggest guy, the best guy. I want to pit myself against this challenge that people say, wow, Cunningham will not make it out, and get in there and do stuff to have people looking at me sideways when the fight's over, like, wow, this dude right here is crazy, but he a beast, you know. So I like those challenges, man. I would love, listen, I love to fight, period. If it's Vladimir, I'm running towards the ring. If it's Jennings, I'm running towards the ring. Severn, Wilder, it doesn't matter. I love to fight. I love a challenge.
Great, Steve. Thank you very much. Agus, I have the same question for Glasgow.
Славик, сейчас ты с Каннингhamом боксируешь за обязательную защиту IBF. Плюс Рамой боксирует 25 апреля. 3 титула стоит на кону, которые боксируют Владимир Кличко и Дженнинг. Если ты выиграешь этот бой сейчас с Каннингhamом, как ты видишь свой следующий бой или с Кличко, или с Дженнингсом, где будут стоять те же самые 3 титула на кону?
Ну, я не люблю забегать вперед. Сейчас у меня основная цель — это бой со Стивом Каннингhamом. Я занимаюсь боксом, я боксер, а продвижением моим и дальнейшей карьерой, видением моей карьеры занимаются менеджеры, промоутеры. Поэтому сейчас у меня основная цель — это настроиться на поединок с Каннингhamом.
I don't run in front of a wagon, so I can't say what and how and what it is. So what I can say, I am a boxer, I'm a fighter, and all of my career taking my manager, my promoter, and that's in their hands. I don't even know what I'm fighting for, but I know I have to face Cunningham on March 14th, and this is my priority right now, facing March 14th, Steve Cunningham.
Okay, thank you. And one other question for him, Agus. How does he feel when he hears you say that he needs to be meaner? Does he agree with it, and why, or why not?
I don't know if he agrees. I can't pick his brain, but I know one thing. You know, he's listening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my question for him.
If he is hearing, or if he is not hearing, we're going to face all of us, and we're going to see on the March 14th. I know one thing, he's hearing. He talks to me about it. You know, he talks to the trainer about it. He talks to somebody else about it. He is hearing. I mean, he's listening. If he's hearing, I just know.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hi guys, this is Diego Morilla from RingTV.com. My question basically is for Steve. Steve, Glasgow talked about personal problems recently, but you had a bit of a roller coaster ride too with your personal situation, with your family. Can you talk a little bit about how this plays into your mind going into this fight?
Say that again. How do I do what?
How this situation that you've been living with your family, with your daughter, and all this personal situation, how is this playing into the training camp, into your mind?
say this first. My daughter's 9 years old. We've been dealing with this situation with my daughter for 9 years. It's just in the last year and a half that the boxing world has really heard about this, because we really wanted to keep it. It really wasn't an issue of let's put it out. Or whatever. We just dealt with it. It's our situation. It's our daughter. So I've been traveling the world, Poland, South Africa, Germany, numerous times with this in my life. Been doing my job. Been a two-time world champion with this in my life for 9 years. So I do the same thing that I've been doing. I use it as energy. I use it as fuel, and I press on. There's a job that I have that I must do. I have 3 children. Not just Kennedy. So I have to provide for my entire family, and I can't. Because of the horrible situation with my little baby princess, I can't just shut down and go 100% Kennedy. I still have 2 sons and a nephew that I take care of. So I got a job to do. I got a family to take care of. But I have recently, since she has got a transplant, I've seen her do things and face things that would make grown men shaking their bones while she's taking the stuff on with a smirk on her face of let's go. So I do remember that look on her face going down to the transplant, and I have visited that look in my memory when the time has gotten hard in training camp. Because she can go ahead and get a transplant with that much heart. Me going into these fights is nothing.
Great. And basically, this question is for both of you. How do you see the chances of you getting a title fight within this year or within the near future, given the situation of the heavyweight division?
Me personally, I don't think it will be by the end of this year, possibly early next year. With Lord willing, I get in and I do what I'm supposed to do and get this win. Vladimir has so many other defenses, so we'll see how it goes. This is boxing; things change within seconds. So we'll see.
Okay, and Blackstone?
Славик, как ты видишь себя боксировать где-то скором за чемпионом мира? То есть, скажи, что только что следует такой как я вижу, как ты видишь и где ты видишь себя, боксируя за чемпион мира? Когда ты думаешь, что это произойдет? За титул чемпиона мира?
Я стремлюсь к этому, я тренируюсь усердно, и это дает стимул в тренировках, то есть это мое стремление. Там, как оно покажет, сейчас вот основной бой у меня это с Стивом Каннингhamом, а после этого боя будет видно.
Well, of course, that's what I'm training for, that's what I'm fighting, that's what I'm preparing for, to fight one day for the world heavyweight title. How it's going to be, when it's going to be, I don't know. I'm just concentrating right now on one thing, March 14th, to fight Steve Canning.
All right, thank you guys. Good luck.
You may now ask your question.
Hi, Steve. Good luck in training camp. You're currently not ranked in the WBC, but you'll be fighting Zara, who's ranked in the WBC. And I know you're not looking past him, but if you get past him, would you be interested in going against maybe Deontay Wilder?
Like I said before, I'm a fighter, and if the challenge is put before me, if I get that opportunity, that dude, Deontay Wilder is the WBC champion of the world. If anybody was presented with that challenge as a heavyweight, show me who would say no, with enough time to train and get ready for it. So if that was presented to me, yeah, I would take that fight, no doubt. The trophy, the victory, what you win is way more greater than anything else. So, being a heavyweight world champion is the cream of the crop, So, yes, I would. I totally would.
One more question. When it comes to the heavyweight division as it stands right now, and you being one of the smallest ranked heavyweights, if not the smallest, what advice would you give to Bron Jennings, who's somewhat of a small heavyweight himself, going up against Vladimir Klitschko, who's about 6'7", 250 pounds?
Be himself, fight like he's fought. You know, Bron Jennings hasn't been a inside fighter. He hasn't been like a Mike Tyson power punching, but he does have power. He showed power. He showed knockout power. So just be himself. Do what you do. Get in the best shape you can and be yourself, and then let it flow.
Okay, thank you for your time. This is Terrell Van with RealCombatMedia.com.
All right, thanks.
Muted.
This message is for Steve Cunningham.
Yes.
This is Mike from Mike's Nice Fight. How are you, Steve?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good.
I got a question that I did not get a chance to ask last time when we were at the press conference. You know, being in this day and age, you know, there's certain fighters that reach certain accomplishments, and they're not shy about telling everybody about it time and time again. You know, you're one of the humble guys in the business. You don't really talk much. And I started realizing your age is getting up there. And, you know, you've been in a lot of wars. At this point in someone's career, I mean, a lot of these guys start fading off. My question to you is, how do you stay in such impeccable shape and, you know, not show any scars tissue, all of these wars that you have? Still become the question. At this age, do you have a certain type of diet that you follow, a certain kind of regimen? Because I don't see so many people in the industry where, you know, that they can fight you and they stay in this good a shape as you are.
I mean, first you got to define wars, because when I hear the word wars, I think Arturo Gatti. You know, that guy was in some wars. Mickey Ward. You know, that guy was in some wars. So I don't think there's been a Steve Cunningham fight that has resembled either one of those guys' fights. So, I mean, I've been in some good fights. You know, good fights where there's been heavy shots thrown, but not wars. I wouldn't consider a war, but how do I stay in shape? I mean, it's hunger. Hunger drives me. You know, I still feel able. I feel like I'm getting better. You know, I'm still learning. So that drives me to want to perfect what I'm learning. And then once I get to a good point of perfection for that part, I'm learning some more. And then again, with Nazim in the past 5 years, he's opened up a whole nother door of stuff I need to work on. So I'm feeling like I got so much to learn, and I'm feeling good. I don't even know how old I am. You know, I don't understand what you mean I'm getting old. I still feel 20. You know, so my thing is when people mention my age, I ask them, how old did I look at my last fight? You know, that's just basically how I leave that.
And again, you know, going back to that, it's a rare find out. I mean, I just wonder, you know, how you maintain that, you know, being to this age where people think it's a death sentence, you know what I mean? And meanwhile, you're making it look so young. And going back to the fight now, again, we had talked. If you got to the heavyweight division, you haven't had a break. I mean, every fight that's been thrown up to you, and then against somebody who's a very real solid contender, you never took an easy road. Would you rather have had it any other way, going in with, taking up 2 easy fights, and then going into the line event, or are you comfortable with the pace that you've been going?
I mean, on a business side, coming from my team, they would have liked for me to have, had a couple fights, then a Gavin fight, then a fight, then a fight to, get to Adam. That would have been ideal, but like I said, this is boxing. The business is crazy, and things happen in seconds and hours, and things change. So, after the Gavin fight, the Adamic fight was presented to me for certain reasons that I understood and believed, and I believed I could beat Adamic from day one. So I dove at that fight, and I've been thinking of that fight for years. For 4 years, I've been dreaming and salivating about that rematch. So here it is. I get to get this thing fast immediately on the heavyweight stage. Let's go. But the second part of that question is, I've had, or the first part, where I've had these tough guys in front of me back to back to back. I mean, that's a two-part answer right there. First, that's just goes to show you the degree of fighter that I am. You know, that just goes to show you the pedigree, man. I mean, and secondly, look at my cruiserweight record. I did the same thing as a cruiserweight. I fought top guys back to back to back. Went to their home country, South Africa, fought the number 7 cruiserweight. Guillermo Jones, you know, Kelvin Davis, a former world champion. Man, you name it. Marco Huck, trash Marco Huck, Christoph Ladarchik, beat him. Just fight after top guy. I at one point, every cruiserweight title holder, I had a win over WBA, and WBO. I had a win over all the champions, so I couldn't get a unification bout for nothing. So it just goes to show you pedigree, man. I'm just, like I said, I'm a fighter, and I'm still learning.
Well, Steve, it's like we just said before. I think you just summed up my first question I asked. When I say war, I don't mean
Okay, all right.
You've been in some tough fights, my friend.
Yeah,
again, it's a tribute of an old school fighter.
Appreciate
thank you
it
very much. And good luck to both you guys on March over there.
Thank you.
All right, it looks like we are done with questions. Kathy, would you like to wrap this up for us?
Sure. Thank you all. I see there was a lot of questions, a lot of interest. I think Steve, you know, in his last answer, talking about all the fighters he's fought, all the challenges he's taken with Tsar Glaskov. It's the same situation. He's never turned down any fight we've offered him. Never. I none of this, you know. Well, I don't know if I want to fight that guy. Maybe I should do this. Maybe. They both are warriors. They both are fighters. That's what they're supposed to be, and it's kind of sad in this day and age that this is considered remarkable, but they are remarkable, both.
Yeah, I had 6 questions.
They
They all got answered.
They're going to offer all the fans a great fight, and that's what
I'll talk to you after I'm
be
done.
about. So I think they are going to be part of one of the best triple headers anybody's going to see on TV anywhere for a very long time, and I just want to make sure you all tell your readers and listeners and viewers to tune into the fight, because it's going to be a great show.
All right, thank you so much, everybody. And if you have any other questions, you need any help, photos, whatever, please shoot me an email or call myself. And we sure do appreciate you coming on the call with us today.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye, everybody.